What up, Smash News Network viewers? Welcome to the least busted name in news. Another lovely morning and a live stream to go with it. So, thanks, lovely viewers, for tuning in. And, as always, congratulations on realizing the channel exists. Yeah, first thing after the morning ride, I'm streaming live just for people like you. If you're watching in syndication, if you're watching fresh and live, well, leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. So yesterday we saw a little bit of a no live stream from us, but we did see a little conflagration of sunspots. So yeah, an uptick in solar activity. Gotta love that. Gotta love that view. Yeah. And yeah, so join me for talk about the news and talk about all kinds of things that aren't news and so on. It's always a delight getting to see what comments we get throughout the day. And of course, our shorts have just been blowing up. So yeah, we're blowing our shorts up, folks. Blowing up our shorts. And so it's time to convene with some eggs. So yeah, what are you having for breakfast? We're always interested in your recipes. And if you haven't checked out the forums, head to smashomash.com/forum, as people have been posting some recipes in there, and I haven't even had a chance to check them out yet. So that's exciting. I know my dear old mom has posted something in there. And I think also Michael DeWitt. So cheers to both of you. Congratulations on realizing the forum exists. Like, that's how it is on the internet nowadays. It's like, oh, you saw a thing? Amazing! You saw a thing. You were able to find a thing that you just searched for. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, that's just great, right? All right, yeah, you searched for a specific thing and you actually got results. Like, how great is that? Like, wow. Remember when you used to be able to search for stuff and it would be super easy to find it? Well, now you might have trouble finding your own posts. Yeah, you gotta love that. Ah, yes, the pathetic censorship of the internet. Let's see. It started in earnest in about, I don't know, what, 2014, I'd say. I think 2014 is when it really got completely berserk. I know in 2012, Zuckerberg noted, as I believe evidenced by subpoenaed emails, that most Americans get our news from, anybody want to guess? Would it be from CNN? What about headline news? Or what about NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox? Where do most Americans get their news from, folks? I'm seriously asking. Like a server who walks up and says, "How was everything?" or "How is everything?" I want to know. Maybe even let us know in the comments where you get your news from. Hopefully it's from Smash News Network, we supposed to name the news, but hey, what are you going to do? Most Americans get our news from social media like Facebook and Twitter well, I mean, you could call it X if you want to confuse the hell out of people. I get my news from X. Oh, you do? What, Dr. X? The letter X? What do you mean from X? Branding wizard Elon Musk came up with that one. What an asset to society. He rebranded Twitter. Yeah. Ace move. Ace move, bro. Way to rebrand Twitter. What a great idea. Take a known and trusted brand. Okay, a known and mistrusted brand. And distrusted brand. Ah, yeah. That's fun stuff. Wow, look at the viewers. Hey, everybody. Congratulations on realizing the channel exists. Look at that. 45 people tuned in. Yesterday was very interesting, or 2 days ago, Tuesday, our stream was very interesting because at the end, we're like, wow, 180 views. And then when I looked in YouTube Studio, it had like 18 views. Yeah, yeah, I guess, I'm sure like, 90% of the views were bots, right? Bruce Minas, love it. One of our lovely South American viewers. Bruce, how is Brazil faring this winter? Lovely to see you there, sir. And thanks for commenting, Barb. Barb, who's got quite a name. She's made quite a name for herself. All right, Bruce, looking for reasons of living. Yeah. Well, how's college going for the daughter, Bruce? Um, yeah, out on the streets. That's where we meet. Yeah. Stepped on the gas a little bit this morning. It was a delight. There'll be some shorts coming out. I'll share some of the loveliness of cycling with you. And hey, if you want to buy a bike, let me know. Been doing this for a couple of decades now, pushing 3 decades. So yeah, you want to buy a bike, hit me up, and I will help you shop. And you can do it anytime. Head to theveloshop.net, and you'll certainly get some ideas there. That's my USAC trade team, and I've ridden for a bike shop throughout my entire cycling career, spanning back to the year 1997. So yeah, you ever thinking about riding a bike? And folks, look, if you don't like your bike right now, you don't like your bike, there's something funky with your bike. If it's something mechanical, look, I understand. It doesn't shift right, so on, it needs brakes, whatever. But if you're just like, yeah, my bike's kind of boring, get a set of tires and tubes. I mean, tires and tubes are the ultimate bike modification. Any bike, no matter if it's like a Tour de France bike, if you put crap tires on it and heavy tubes, it's not going to run like it would with race tires and TPU tubes. Or some people like tubeless. I would not ride tubeless on the road, especially with hookless rims. I would consider riding tubeless without hookless rims, but hookless rims, those they just need to go. I don't know whoever came up with that idea, but whoever came up with that idea is off his or her rocker, because like you're gonna save all this weight by not having the little lip on the rim to hold the tire in there, and then you're gonna ride that on the road at 40 psi and blow it off the rim while you're in a corner. Like, is it really worth it? Is it worth the weight savings and puncture resistance? Not really. Not really. Definitely not worth crashing. There's nothing worth crashing. So, and there's no hill to die on. So yeah, I'm not an idealist, right? I'm a pragmatist because I'm interested in these things known as results. Results. I don't care if I have abs or not. I care if I can go uphill like a rocket, and I can. If you want to see what it's like going uphill fast, come to a Lehigh Valley Cycling Club ride, and if I'm there and it has some big hills, I'll show you what it looks like going fast uphill, a little bit, for a short period of time. And yeah, all right, what do we have here? What do we have? Just reading the comments, folks. Bear with me a minute here. I can't read and talk at the same time very well. I'm pretty good at multitasking. Just keep in mind, folks, that the main result that you get from multitasking is accomplishing 0 tasks all at once. So Delano DiCarlo says, drink another kelp shake and hop back on the bicycle. And hey, I agree, baby. I agree. Kelp shakes, I would drink a kelp shake anytime. I don't like the way seaweed tastes that much. It's a little bit too much ocean to have in my face. But, I love seaweed. I eat it whenever I see it at a Chinese buffet. It's so good. Now, somebody's been telling me to try out sea moss. I don't know what the hell that is, but one day I'll figure it out and I'll check it out. And I hope it's delicious. It may only occur in supplements. I don't know. And speaking of supplements, you want to know what I take? Well, it's it's on a Lazy Susan, and it's largely classified. There, that'll give you some ideas. It's largely classified. Yeah, don't worry, folks. It's not performance-enhancing drugs or anything like that. It's a whole series of things. I mean, I'll throw two of them out there. Two of them. I'm going to give you two supplement calls right now. MSM and fish oil. MSM and fish oil. Very simple. I mean, try them out. If you never had MSM, get the plain crystals. Get the crystals all by themselves. It comes in a crystalline powder. It's got a very low melting temperature. If you throw it in your coffee, it'll melt. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. I don't know what the melting temperature is. I think it's only like 120 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. And racehorses consume pounds of this stuff. Pounds of it. Pounds of it on their training days. Why? Because their inflammation levels get so high that if they want to keep training and be a racehorse, they need MSM. Horse breeders buy MSM in 55-gallon drums. So, yeah, it's pretty serious. It is a sulfur compound. It is the molecular equivalent to the reason that garlic is good for you. But no garlic smell. So perhaps try it out. It probably won't even make my coffee taste differently. I seriously can't tell it's in there. And let me just check, because I want to see if this was hot enough to actually melt the MSM. I want to see if there's any... Nope. Completely devoid of sediment. So it indeed did melt into my coffee, and it's got a bitter taste in the first place. So if you have like strong coffee, as I always do, and folks, drink organic coffee. Below the video in the description, you'll find a link to our Amazon shop, and you'll find coffee selections, all organic. Okay? Look, I don't consume all organic food, period, but coffee has a lot of pesticide, fungicide, and herbicide on it. So before your government commits democide, drink organic coffee. For goodness sakes. Like, listen, coffee used to make us jittery. Both Smash staff and I. Coffee used to make us jittery. And the day that we switched to organic coffee, not jittery anymore. You think that's just a coincidence? I somehow doubt it. And I've got to do a little striptease for you here. Striptease, in effect. Here we go. I'm taking it off. Am I taking it all off? Little do you know. Little do you know that I'm definitely not taking it all off. Taking off my heart rate strap monitor. My heart rate monitor strap. Not comfy to wear around the house, but I was actually on a ride when I started this stream. So there we go. I've pressed stop. It was only a few minutes, but yeah, it's, and my Garmin is frozen up like a Microsoft computer. All right. So that's always nice. Yeah, so what else is going on? Can anybody tell us the sunspot number? We usually like to use the Royal Belgian Institute because around this time of day it's already updated. Or you can check out solon.info/solar. I saw a big uptick in the radio flux. It got to about where I forecasted it to go to on Monday. So Monday I said it was going to go up to like 160. Tuesday it wasn't at 160. Yesterday it did get to about 160 if I recall. And I may not, but I think it's getting up there. And yeah, I'll check in a moment. And let us know about any breaking news stories. A kelp shake. Yeah, definitely not going to drink a kelp shake. That sounds gross. But I would totally put in in certain types of smoothies, if I made them at home, I would totally put some kelp, some seaweed, some sea moss, some whatever in the smoothie. Sounds great. I mean, I love things like berries and so on. So, and of course, we've always got interesting stuff. I like to drink beetroot powder. Yeah, I bought a 5 pound pouch of that. Highly recommended, folks. Before your workouts, chug some beetroot. I mean, if you got kidney problems, maybe don't do that. But otherwise, maybe check it out. It's pretty good. It will increase your vascularity, your nitric oxide levels, and effectively your blood oxygen. So it's pretty serious. And you may find yourself seeing gains that even you didn't expect, or maybe you didn't even want. I don't know. So yeah, mushroom coffee. Thanks for letting us know, Mr. Batman Socks. Yeah, mushroom coffee. I've been hearing great things about that. I do have cordyceps gummies and some other stuff. So yeah, that's the thing that I'll probably start messing with over the winter, because this winter I will not be permitting myself to lose very much form. I've just recently gotten to within I'm probably about 4 or 5 pounds from race weight right now. And that's serious because just in today's ride, it was super obvious that my power hasn't dropped. So I have the same power roughly that I had when I weighed 15, 20 pounds more than I do. So that's a huge deal. You know, if you're able to put out, let's say you're able to put out 1,000 watts when you're at max sprint. If you can put out 1,000 watts, and let's say you weigh 200, right? You do 1,000 watts. If you drop down to 180 and you can still do 1,000 watts, you will find yourself going uphill and just getting airborne at the top. I mean, be careful. You may reach Earth's escape velocity, which is, I think it's like 16,000 miles an hour. Just kidding, folks. Don't ride your bike 16,000 miles an hour. You will burn up in the atmosphere. That is too many Machs. Since that's like, what is that? That's like Mach 8 or something. Got to make the eggs slowly. I like making them slowly because then you don't get that hard plasticky skin on the bottom, right? I mean, look at that. That is, oh, yes. I broke one of the yolks, but the good news is it doesn't matter. I thought the yolks are supposed to be liquid, but it's just the whites. The whites should be solid because you'll be missing out on some biotin. Because there's a thing that like blocks cellular absorption of biotin or something. Also, if you don't follow us on Facebook, check us out over there. I've been putting up semi-precious posts. Today was the last one, aquamarine. So yeah, if you like semi-precious gemstones. And Barb says, vampires hate her because of her love for raw garlic. That sounds delicious. I should actually chop some up and put it on my eggs. And so, thanks for reminding me. I think I will. Great idea, Barb. Great idea. This clove is dedicated to Barb Arian. Cheers. Fantastic idea. Gonna throw some on top here. Just at the last minute. So it's basically just raw garlic on top of my 3 extra large eggs. And I'm excited. Super excited. Oh my gosh. There's no better sudden protein into your face, maybe besides smoked salmon, right? Like, smoked salmon might be the ultimate. But yeah, fried eggs are certainly pretty good. What's in your protein intake? Yeah, great idea, Barb. And thanks for that. You've raised my game. That's a great thing about knowledge, folks. Knowledge It raises everybody's game. And that's why ignorance and futile nonsense on YouTube is so freaking annoying. You know, when people put out pseudo-scientific nonsense that isn't factual, and then people believe it, and then they start doing stupid stuff because, you know, they think that the pseudo-scientific nonsense is actual facts. That's a little bit infuriating to me. And of course, many science people like get really mad about it because it messes up people's lives. It's like, don't tell me the world's gonna end and I gotta move to a bunker when our finest days lie ahead, and they do. like what do I want to move to a bunker for if our finest days lie ahead? That's a stupid, idiotic idea. Don't do it. Like, the end is near. It's the oldest grift of all time, and people are still doing it, and people are still falling for it. Why? It's like, what can you say? Like, oh no, we're all gonna die because there's a coronal hole. Oh my gosh, a coronal hole. What's that? It's where the sun's magnetic field lines reach out into space, and you can see the solar polar fields. Oh no. Oh, that is spectacular. I speak with my mouth full when I'm doing live streams on YouTube, whether it's impolite or not. Sorry. So it looks like we have a screencast feature, but the problem is, if I do that, I'm gonna have to leave the app. So I don't know. I don't really want to do it. Should I try it? You dare me? You dare me to try the screencast feature? Let us know in the comments if you do. So, Barbarian, I noticed that you commented about vampires. Yeah, vampires hate me too. You know why? Benevolence. I empower people. I don't ruin their lives. I empower them instead. And that's very offensive to vampires. See, vampires don't like people. And vampires are all too real. So there's one to grow on. Yeah, vampires are all too real. People that get pleasure from draining your energy and wasting your in time and energy are psychic vampires. It's all too real, folks. They don't gotta drink your blood to waste your time. So yeah, life is a time trial. Win yours. Check it out, folks. I got radioactive material in the kitchen. See that right there? Radioactive material. That's my exit sign. And it has radioactive tritium inside of it. Yeah, it puts out light even when the power goes out. It keeps running. And it was supposed to be out of spec like over a decade ago, and guess what? It's still working. It's still glowing. Yeah, I own tritium. Don't tell the Nuclear Regulatory Agency. Just kidding. You can tell them. They're incompetent and they don't care anyway. Oh, Barb. Thank you, Barb. That is fresh garlic in your face is just, I mean, the next thing you know, I'm going to put horseradish on there. Now, I come from a PA Dutch heritage, so that was our family's cooking style when I was a kid, Pennsylvania Dutch. And, oh man, some rich stuff. But you know what? You can take those recipes and you can adapt them with the kind of modern, you can modernize your Pennsylvania Dutch recipes and you will not be disappointed. I mean, I've done it with a few of them. The next time we make macaroni, ham, and cheese, we're not using Velveeta. Yeah, no Velveeta. Velveeta is weaker than clock radio speakers. Shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan. It's weaker than clock radio speakers. Why is that? Because it contains a series of disgusting oils. That's why it's so smooth. So let me share the recipe to make real cheese sauce. It's so easy, folks. It's so easy. To make real cheese sauce, all you do is take a pot like this one. This is non-stick. If you don't like non-stick cookware, then use cookware that it sticks to. I don't care. But here's the recipe. Take a pot like this. By the way, that's a ceramic non-stick coating. Take a pot like that. Melt some butter in there. Pour a little bit of milk or heavy cream in there. And then when it starts to foam up, turn the heat down just a little bit and then start sprinkling cheese, whatever kind you want. American, Swiss, cheddar, Monterey Jack, Munster, whatever, anything. Sprinkle it in, and it's really about elbow grease. Making cheese sauce is just simply about elbow grease. It just requires some work and time and a little bit of forethought, and it will be insanely spectacular because Velveeta's gross. If it starts to get too thick, you add a little more milk and a little more butter. That'll thin it out a little bit. And then, just keep stirring it and stirring it and stirring it. Make sure the heat is low enough. You only want it to just barely melt the cheese. And that's it. Once you've made your own cheese sauce, folks, you've reached a new level of awesome. All right? So, yeah, homemade cheese sauce is bonkers. And the next time we make nachos, we might make it. But certainly the next time we make macaroni, ham, and cheese, which is, to get back to what I was talking about, derived from my grandmother's recipe, who was an insanely good cook. There's a recipe for her potato salad, I believe, on our forum, smashomash.com/forum. It's completely free. You can comment if you like. You don't have to even log in to see the posts. So check it out. It's there as a benefit to mankind, like this channel. This is not a grift. This is to help people and advance information and maybe even advance the science on heliophysics. There's a reason why we're the least busted name in news, because we ain't busted. Like, why is it so hard for YouTube channels to get their heads out of their you-know-what and just, like, admit when they're wrong? It's really easy to admit when you're wrong, folks. That's how you grow as a person. Like, you'd think it's a known thing of, hey, I was wrong today, I'm going to celebrate. That's what I do. I'm like, yeah, I was wrong. Why is that? Because I've learned something? Like YouTube creators who are watching this video, if you're wrong about something, just get ahead of it. Make an addendum. Make another video. Cite the old video. Correct yourself. Don't be an idiot and double down when you're incorrect. You want to look like a real ass on YouTube? Be objectively wrong about something, and then just double down on it, and then triple down on it, and quadruple down on it, and octuple down on it. Like, who does that? Lots of YouTube creators. Why? It's so stupid. Like, what the hell? Dude, when you cash in your credibility, you're not getting it back. If you create a pattern of misrepresentation, whether it's fraud or if you're just an ignoramus, it doesn't matter. Like, if you tell people stuff that's untrue over and over again, they're not going to trust you. Ask Elon Musk about this. Ask Tony Fauci about this. Like, what the hell? Like, is this like mysterious wisdom and knowledge that's been lost to the ages? Who doesn't know this? If you got 2 data points, that does not make a pattern. You got 3 data points, it's a pattern, all right? Fraud. Don't start it. You'll regret it. Like, people will hold you accountable for your nonsense. So, like, cut back on the nonsense? Jeez. Can't believe you got to say that. Like, what the heck? I mean, YouTube has been, like the past 5 years have been a mess on all social media. But people are paid a lot of money to effectively lie to you on YouTube. You know, thousands of dollars a month. I mean, millions of dollars a month are paid to various ridiculous content creators. But, I mean, there are ones that I could name that are definitely making at least thousands of dollars a month just on the ignorance of people who are too lazy to Google a thing. Like, what? It's you wouldn't believe it if you didn't see it happening. You know what I mean? It's very frustrating. But that's what happens, man. That's what happens when fraud is rewarded and facts are punished. Oh man. Thanks for joining me for breakfast. And do we have any news stories? We'll do news first. We'll do space weather last. And maybe even some Earth weather. I love Earth weather. And by the way, part of the reason I took up space weather is because it's hard. Yeah, space weather. It's hard. Like much harder than forecasting Earth's weather, which is super easy. And anybody who understands, I'll say basic physics, can forecast your weather. You have more than enough weather instruments. I mean, with a Doppler radar, a water vapor map, a visible satellite, a shortwave radiation map, a dust map, a relative humidity map, mean sea level pressure. Like, with all those things, you can absolutely forecast your weather to like within 3 meters, and you'll be dead on accurate. How anybody can't forecast their weather in 2025 is just beyond me. Like, it's like driving. Everybody's affected by the weather, but nobody knows how to forecast it. What the hell is that? That's bonkers. Just like driving. Like, driving, practically everybody does it. And like 80% of drivers are bad at it. I mean, there are people that are paid to drive, and they are trash drivers. Like, what the hell? Be a student to the things that you do. Like, don't be a complete noob. It's not that hard. Like, advance. Think about what you're doing and then improve. Measure something. I don't know. Like, God, it's bonkers. I mean, how people get like in such a weird, repetitive, like dead end of nonsense is just, it's a little disturbing, really. It's like they're like gluttons for punishment. You know what I mean? Like they're masochists. They're sadomasochists. They like to inflict torment on themselves. It's bonkers. I mean, like, why are there so many bad drivers? I don't understand it. It's like, if you pay attention, that's like 3/4 of the battle is just simply paying attention. Wow, what a concept. Pay attention while operating a thing that weighs 5,000 pounds. Who would have thought that was a good idea? Wow, it's just incredible. Fish update. James T. Kirk is back there somewhere, and he is watching SpongeBob. Ricky and Bubbles, they're right there. Don't go full minnow. And they are watching the exact same SpongeBob. And of course, we keep the closed captioning on because we don't have underwater speakers installed yet. All right, so let me get to the regular old everyday news. Hey, thanks for leaving me a super chat, whoever did. That's much appreciated. Actual incentive to put out content is great for our channel, especially considering our operating losses over the past 7 years. So yeah, greatly appreciate that super chat. Let me scroll up here in the comments and see what the comment was. Finally back at the workstation. And it feels so good. Like I said before, I'll say it once more. Knew you would make me feel so good. Gonna do you right. To quote 311, Nick Hexum. I don't know. I don't know what the other guy's name is. Nick Hexum, and that's the one guy. It's a pretty good name. That's a wizard's name, you know, Nick Hexum. It's like instructions. Hey, Nick, Hexum. Hex those haters, Nick. All right, just hold on a minute here, folks. Bear with me as I am checking the comments and firing up an actual PC. All right, what do we have? So Barb says that she was kicked off of X. So get back on with another account. Like, you're not banned, just put up another account. I mean, it's just sign up with another email address. It's not like it's really hard to get back on if you were kicked off. And Bruce Minas, just a reminder, folks, is Batman. Yeah, Mushroom Coffee. Thanks again there, Batman Socks. Does that mean White Sox? I'll bet you're a White Sox fan. Are you from Chicago? I'll bet you're from Chicago. No offense. It's a lovely town. It's just a little bit mismanaged, I think. Bruce is 52, still in the same shape as 20, actually stronger. Yep, yo, I started racing when I was 21, and now I'm really dating myself. But yeah, I started racing when I was 21, and I'm probably a little stronger than I was back then. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little more massive too. At the peak of my mountain bike race career in 1999, I weighed probably like 140. I'm 6 foot 140 at the time. So yeah, now I'm like 170. So, and look, if you weigh 140 and you're 6 foot, you could probably go uphill all day long very fast. And I certainly could. The problem is when it flattens out, you got wind pushing you back and like you can't push enough air. So, I was always planning on being a time trial specialist. And so I had to put on 25, 30 pounds. And now I can push a little bit of wind. If you're riding with me on flat roads and I step on the gas like I meant it, you'll notice. You probably won't stay on the wheel. All right. Did you know that when you're riding a bike, if somebody's drafting you, it actually speeds you up? Yeah, it's true. Why is that? It's because the air that's coming around you, it has surface tension, okay? So as you're riding your bike, behind you, there's a low pressure zone and there's a high pressure zone in front of you. You're pushing the air here and you're pulling the air behind you, but the air is pushing on itself as well. And as a result of that, if somebody comes up behind you and now they're drafting you, they're in your slipstream, they're now reducing the low pressure that is behind you because that low pressure is now mostly behind them. And so that changes the way the air flows around you. You don't have a big pressure gradient right on your back corners. You've got a consistent pressure gradient, and the low is now on their back corners. And that speeds you up. So like, even if somebody is unable to like take a pull and like take the lead to like give you a full draft, they're still speeding you up. They're giving you a push from behind just by drafting you. So this is one of the many things that makes cycling a highly social sport. Like, it doesn't bother me if I do the entire, I could do a 50-mile ride and ride on the front the whole time. If there's riders that are drafting me, that's speeding me up the whole time because it's reducing the pressure gradient back here. It's lowering the low pressure. It's getting rid of the low pressure that's behind me. So while I still have the high pressure in front of me, that high pressure is slightly reduced by the fluidity of the air surface tension. That was some nerdy stuff. I've been an aerodynamics nerd for a long time. All right. I was actually, I was classically trained in aerodynamics in 6th grade. We did some actual studying of that. Certain intellectually advantaged students did this. All right. So what do we have here? Apple shares pop 5% because of cronyism. Oh, wait. What happened with Tim Cook and Trump? Um, Apple stock. I wouldn't buy Apple. If you gave me Apple stock today, I would sell it today. I would sell it today. I can't stand Apple. I don't like their hardware. I don't like their software. Apple. Ugh. Disgusting. All right. Confused and concerned, CEOs get to grips with Trump's new tariff regime. Yeah, tariffs. Yeah, they're still harming the U.S. economy. That's great. Bank of England narrowly votes to cut interest rates 4% to 4%. Yeah, all right. So there you go. We got an interest rate reduction in the UK. So guess what? More inflation for the UK. Trump's reciprocal tariffs come into effect, hitting dozens of U.S. trading partners. Great. What does that do? Reduces jobs, reduces competition, reduces quality, causes shortages, and causes prices to go up in the U.S. consumer-driven economy. I mean, it's economic illiteracy, 100%. So Bruce is a nice bat. He'll only drink a bit of my neck. All right. Will you turn me into a vampire? How does that work? You just have to spit in a wound on my neck. Will that turn me into a vampire? Or do you got to like drain 80% of my blood and then do you got to, what if you just gave me a blood infusion? Would that turn me into a vampire? I want to know. Dope 111 says, like wearing weird tight clothes make you run faster. Yeah, that's right. Wearing weird tight clothes makes you run faster because aerodynamics. For real. Look at the top sprinters. They're not wearing like baggy shorts. If your shirt is going like this while you're running, that energy is coming from somewhere, right? Like the energy to move this around, that costs you a few watts. So like if your clothes are absolutely skin tight and if the surface is dimpled, the surface being dimpled, that reduces laminar airflow. So as air flows across a surface, if it's like a smooth sheet, now you have more of that surface tension, the air pushing on the air that I talked about earlier. But if you have dimpled, then the air has to go like this to make it over. And so you reduce, once again, the strength of the low pressure system behind. This is why a golf ball has dimples. All right. If you took a golf ball and a smooth equivalent that weighs exactly the same amount, the dimpled golf ball will actually travel farther with the same drive because it'll travel straighter. That's the reason why the dimples are there. But it will also travel a little bit farther. Like if you could make a mechanical thing that like does the exact same golf swing. All right. Yes, Bruce, I feel like a superhero with these pants, and you don't even know how cool they look. Like, check it out. They're an orange fade. So it looks freaking cool, let me tell you. I mean, of course, it doesn't really look cool. It's cool in terms of how you look on a bike, right? And all of us who ride bikes think we know we look ridiculously. All right, nobody thinks we look cool on the bike. The trick is to look as cool as possible, right? So yeah, yes, we all feel like superheroes, and those of us who are fast, people unlike me, people who are actually fast, are very much like superheroes. I mean, we're out there doing things on the vehicle scale. Um, so yeah, like you might be surprised how fast people can make a bike go. John's written a comment 3 minutes ago, and I'm just waffling into oblivion without interacting. Way to engage with my audience. Well, that's because I was eating breakfast. So, cheers, John. Oh, John's mad because I'm a narcissistic narcissism. Okay. You know me so well, John. You know me so well. Only Ford's 904 says, yo, good morning from Jacksonville. Yeah, Jacksonville. Nice. Thanks for leaving a comment. Only Ford's 904. I'm more of a GM guy, but I understand that Ford's, it's like Coke and Pepsi. Boil milk, add vinegar. Drain and cool, blend with butter. Best ever. That sounds interesting, Barb. Have you posted any recipes at smashomash.com/forum? I think you should. Steve Rose says zoinks. Are you friends with Velma? You've been watching Scooby-Doo, haven't you? Have you ever made hollandaise sauce for Eggs Benedict? I have not. I don't know how to make hollandaise sauce, but listen to this. I had this breakfast last Saturday. It was berserk. Crab cakes Benedict. Yeah, crab cakes Benedict. So it was Eggs Benedict with crab cakes thrown on top and then the hollandaise sauce on top of that. I mean, I already had eggs earlier that day. So like that day I had a total of like 6, 7 eggs or something. But yeah, after range day, it was the crab cakes Benedict, and so good. Jack says, "Is it true cycling turns you gay?" Let me think here. Straight guys who go around riding while they're super fit with no hair on our legs, we're very comfortable with our sexuality. So I don't know why cycling would turn you gay. That is a ridiculous claim. Jack, is it possible that you may be a dum-dum? All right. Barb, thanks for the $5. I thought you would have left a comment. I mean, Barb, look, you're free to say something that you'd like me to comment on. Anybody who leaves a super chat, you're guaranteed to get a response. All right, so what else do we have here in news stories? We got to close this thing out soon. I'm going to blast through some stuff real quick. Mike's talking nonsense about AI. And by the way, let me just briefly comment on that. Self-driving vehicles are not safe for public roads. And nobody should be out there assuming that their fully self-crashing vehicle, that their fully self-driving vehicle, which is a fully self-crashing vehicle, is safe. Who wants to drive around with your hands on the steering wheel while AI drives your car? Why would you want to do that? That is nuttier than squirrel poop. And I'm not surprised that a Canadian came up with this, because I think you might have maple syrup in your brain, Mike. Mike says, "Herp derp, we move fast and you're moving slow in a place where we are not ready. Stuff happens." Try being coherent, Mike. Try being coherent. It's really good for the brain. Marion Dawson says, "Afternoon. Where are you located, Marion? You located in UK? You located in France? Am I the guy from Mariah Carey music video, Touch My Body?" If I was a backup dancer for a Mariah Carey video, I might be contractually obligated to not admit that. No, I was definitely not in a Mariah Carey video. But I would love to be, because Mariah Carey is one of my favorite singers of all time. Yeah, I listen to pop. Deal with it. In fact, there's a short that's going to come out today that might just have me singing part of a Norah Jones song while on the bike. So if you haven't seen our shorts, youtube.com/smashomash/shorts. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Marion Dawson says, "I talk too much." Well, maybe I'll do a live stream just for you, Marion. Maybe I'll just live stream and just sit here and look at the camera. That's fun, right? Press the like button if you like when I just look at the camera. And why do we have 74 viewers and only 8 likes? Could you press the like button, folks? Is that like a lot to ask? I guess it is. That like is a lot to ask. Geez, 8 likes, 74 viewers, and we've had as many as about 200 at once. All right. She gave me the sunspot numbers. How did I miss them? So yeah, you gave me the numbers of the sunspots. I meant how many sunspots. The sunspot number, like as in how many sunspots do we have? It's all right. I got it right here. Yeah, thanks for the numbers, but that's not what I meant. So the radio flux, yeah, the radio flux did come up. almost to exactly where I forecasted it, but it's not because of the sunspots that were there when I forecasted it. It's because of the sunspots that are there now. So is it psychic powers? I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. I 100% own a crystal ball. And there it is. See the Instagram page for some amazing photos from yesterday. Yeah, I own a crystal ball. Because I like to cast light on evil. It's the most efficient way to destroy it. Ask Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She would agree. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love doing live streams. They are super fun. I mean, live streams to me are more fun than recorded videos. And in fact, you know, we put out space weather videos for like 2 years that were live every day, and they were like 2 hours long sometimes. Mike's giving me instructions on what to do in the stream. That's adorable. And let's see. Oh, Apple phones being made on U.S. soil. Wow, that's so great. Wow. One crony company benefits from it, and everybody else doesn't benefit from it. Tariffs. They're only liked by the economically illiterate. Like, what else can you say? Tariffs. They harm a consumer-driven economy, which we have in the U.S. Like, you can put lipstick on a turd and you have a turd covered by lipstick, which is what Trump's economic policy is. Joel Dunlop says gay. I think you might have a little bit of, I think you might want to do a little bit of the yourself, Joel, because I don't know what's gay. Like what? What's gay? Because I have a better wardrobe than you. That's gay. Joel, get serious. Ken West says I'm a Trump hater, which is also not true. Yeah, hating anybody is far too much work. Not going to be doing that ever. I just call balls and strikes. Objectively call balls and strikes. So whether somebody's talking nonsense about the economy, talking nonsense about viruses, talking nonsense about space weather, talking nonsense about Earth weather, talking nonsense about contrails, I'm going to call you on it. You're going to look dumb. And yeah, not a Trump hater, not a Trump sycophant, not involved in politics in any way. I will not support any politicians, probably ever. Could you please press the like button? Oh, 71 viewers. We have 10 likes and 71 viewers. Like, seriously? You're that lazy you can't press like? What the hell? CT Bad Cop 15 says, are we supposed to believe Pippi Longstocking? Sure. What did she do? Was she a pirate? Channel Wanderer says, what is this crap? It's me doing a live stream and eventually talking about the state of space weather and maybe even Earth weather. Patricia Roberts said hi. Hi. Someone stick this cupcake back in the closet. Such dumb comments today. I love it. Do these gay men have any pride? I like rainbows. I like rainbows and chicks dig me. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. CTB ad cop. CTB ad cop. So are you the ad police? Or are you just the talk out your ass police? Let's see. Oh, Barb, did you censor somebody? Do not hide anybody's comments. Everybody who has admin, if you have a wrench, do not censor anybody. This is a censorship-free channel to the best of our ability, right? We get censored. We don't censor anybody. We don't mute anybody. We don't ban anybody. 0 accounts are banned on social media. Why is that? Because we tell the truth. It's very simple. It's very simple. If you're not a fraud, there's no reason to block, mute, ban anybody. Although for spam, I don't know. We may make exceptions. If you spam enough, Mike, If you spam enough, you might get muted. Like it's possible. You could really like you might be able to pull it off. Yeah, whatever Jonathan Gerfine said, if you can unhide it, Barb, please do, because this is this channel is a free speech purist channel. You're allowed to say anything within the confines of the law. Period. Like, yeah, you can't like do a crime by saying something. That's that you might get muted or your comment deleted or something for that. But short of that, yeah, we are free speech purists, period. So you say anything that you want to. There's no such thing as a banned word or a banned comment. That's for toddlers. All right, let's see. What else do we have? More nonsense about Tesla. Hey, Mike, why don't you etch your lies and nonsense and fraud in stone, and then I can beat you over the head with it when you come to visit Lehigh Valley. Yeah. Oh, it's Batsman's. Is that you, Bruce? You got a second account? Yeah. Why do people bring sexuality into sports activities? Like, what? Because I have a better wardrobe than you, and I have extremely aerodynamic clothes that are form fitting, and I'm so fit that I can wear them and not look like an idiot, like a sausage casing? That makes me gay? Okay. I mean, zero chicks who know me think I'm gay. So it's bonkers. Like, look, man, everybody who's got insults to hurl, I've had real critics from my first bike race until like my most recent bike ride. There are haters, real haters, actual athletes, people who are real competition. So like comments like this on YouTube, I take them as compliments. So keep them coming. Keep them coming. If you think you're going to hurt my feelings, you better do better than that, because these are not landing. Dr. Luke says if you're hungover, then a self-driving car is perfect. No, it's not. It's not perfect. It's still garbage because they're not safe to have on public roads. So you've still got to sit there with your hands on the wheel. What the hell is the point of that? Yeah, driving hungover sucks. I've done it. I hate it. I've driven really messed up after a bike race. Had to pull over multiple times and vomit. Please press the like button. We've got 14 likes and 80 viewers. Like, press like. Jeez. Duke Stone says, evolve simpleton. Okay. Pat V says, now he brings nationality into this. Oh yeah, your national origin. Watch out. I'm a bigot, folks. I'm a bigot. Oh no, you got me. You got me. Oh, the comments are so cute. All of you YouTubers, all of you YouTube commenters, your comments are cute. Just absolutely adorable. Batsman says, I will say self-driving cars might not be there yet, but they will be. Yeah, they will be, but they aren't. So like, okay, yeah, like I'll be a real estate owner one day, but I'm not. It's like your grandmother might be your grandfather, but she's not. Like, what the hell? Yeah, they'll be there. Like, okay. George Jetson's only 3 years old, by the way. He was born in 2022. Maple syrup. Oh, maple syrup. Maybe I'll have to have some for dessert. And Mike says when he talks like an ignoramus, I get mad. Not really. I don't really get mad. I'm just embarrassed for you, Mike. For you. I'm embarrassed just for you, Mike. Although, if I needed some advice on slope style skiing or tile installation, I would definitely look you up. But as far as programming and space weather and road rules and stuff like that, you're a noob. All right, what else do we have? Hey, we're up to 16 likes. If we get to 50, maybe I'll end the stream. Do you want to see the stream end abruptly? Press like. 69 viewers. The question is, do we have any 69ing viewers? That's the real question. How on your device do you have to be for that? Are you engrossed in your device? Are you gross? Is your device ruining your love life? Let us know in the comments. Iron Horse 19 kilo audits. Ooh, Iron Horse 19 kilo audits. Sounds like a cyclist. Are you a kilo specialist on the track? That's a good one. That means you're going like 60 kph. Love it. Iron Horse 19 kilo audits says subscription. Enigmatic says, where my comment go? We definitely did not mess with your comment. There are a lot of wrenches on this stream. And let me just reiterate, those viewers who have a wrench, you're a moderator, do not censor anybody ever on the channel. Don't do it. No matter what they say, it doesn't matter. If they say something that's a crime just by saying it, like, terroristic threats, for example, do not censor them. We don't censor them. You don't censor them. Censorship is wrong. And it is the tool of fascists like Pol Pot and Hitler and Stalin and Mao Zedong and Google. So yeah, it's very serious, and history shall not smile fondly on those who have engaged in censorship. It hasn't up till now, and it's not going to suddenly change. He or she who engages in censorship is fucked. Those muffs are fucked. We've got 16 likes and 80 viewers, folks. Press the like button. What do I got to do? Do I got to do a striptease? Hey, ladies. Do I look better naked than your boyfriend, husband, idiot that you're dating? You may never find out. Ah, yes. You know what makes a guy hot? You know what makes a guy hot, folks? When he looks better, the less clothing he has on. Now, don't take that the wrong way. My grandmother used to say I wasn't made in a hurry. Now, don't take that the wrong way. Carl Bismarck had the same hat when you were a baby. It said ride bikes and fuck cars. I doubt it. I doubt it. By the way, my hat has bats on it. Bruce, see that? Bat hat. And Bruce, the first rule of being Batman is don't talk about being Batman. All right, what else do we have here? Man, we've got a lot of stuff. Oh, Mike's going to jail soon. Congratulations. Did you commit a felony? Hit me up on Instagram later. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Rogers says, does the uniform help with biking? Just curious. Never actually met someone who does that. Damn. Yeah, it helps because of aerodynamics and also because of moisture management and because of temperature management. If you wear a cotton shirt while you're on the bike, when you sweat, its weight goes up like by 300%. It's pretty serious. Yeah, cotton. It's great when it's dry. It's very cool. It's very cool. The fibers are very hard. It's very durable, especially if it's well made. Cotton is fantastic. Like, I'm not anti-cotton. I'm just pro performance. And by the way, I got the invulnerability socks on today. So, yeah, that invincibility seems to be coming out with all the dumb comments that I will just laugh at. Big Dog, how you get the girls is what we want to know. Well, Enigmatic, maybe we'll make a playlist for that, but that's not what this live stream is for. So if you press the subscribe button, maybe we'll make a video about that. I mean, follow me on Facebook. You get some like advice there, I guess. God, like all of you people who are like coming out with these gay comments, nobody gives a shit. You're not offending anybody by that. You're just looking like a complete idiot. So like all the, what are you gay? Like you wear tight clothes because you're gay. You think chicks want hairy legs, folks? Like, really? You think chicks want hair from the waist down? You think they like that? What the hell? Like, what planet are you living on? Oh, man. Man, I got to do all my live streams in cycling clothes because these comments are great. I love it. All you do is incentivize me to laugh in your face. Fitter than you, faster than you, smarter than you, stronger than you, gayer than you? Probably not. Probably not. There's a continuum, folks. There's a continuum, right? Did you know that? From like straight to gay, there's a continuum. Some people are right here. They don't care what they find if they stick their hand down the front of your pants. They don't care at all. They're fine with that. There are other people that are like way over here and way over here. Where like they only like their own equipment or they only like the opposite equipment. There's a continuum. Some of us are like way over here. Oh, geez. Like, I'm with Jerry Seinfeld on this. Like, I find men repugnant and unappealing. So there's that. Oh, man. Like, women are pretty sophisticated, but they're not that hard to understand unless you're an idiot. Like, get real. Jerpo says censor everything low key. No, because shadow bans are part of the problem. Okay. If you put up a video and you can't find your own video, that might be a problem, wouldn't you say? Imagine if you ran let's see, I don't know, a monetized YouTube channel and you can't find your own video. We've had it happen dozens of times. Oh, geez. I'm trying to get to the bottom of the comments, folks. I promise. Oh, there we go. Big dog, tell us a story. They like scruffy legs. Yeah, I mean, look, I talked to a gal one time. Her name is Diane Lewis, or at the time it was. Maybe she's married now. I don't know. But she's like, there should be hair. Like, okay. You know, having no leg hair makes you go faster, right? Because all those hairs that are waving around, there's a lot of surface area there. So over 40 kilometers, which is the standard length for a long time trial, no leg hair is going to save you like 20 to 40 seconds, depending on how naturally hairy you are. If you look like a gorilla from the waist down and like you can't even see your skin because your legs are that hairy, it's going to slow you down probably a minute and a half or something over about 25 miles. So yeah. Plus, if you crash, now you're going to have a hairy wound instead of a nice smooth wound. And like, what are you going to do? You're going to shave the area after you crash? Like, think about this. And it's also more hygienic because bacteria has less of a foothold on you, okay? Hookers used to shave their junk because it helps prevent crabs, but it also helps prevent bacteria and fungus and viruses from gathering on your junk. So there you go. That's something pretty serious, right? Enigmatic, what's one thing I really care about? Humans. People are the important thing in the world, so that's what I really care about. Sunspot number is currently over 150. We've got about 154 sunspots right now, and the new group I was looking at yesterday, which just rose over the eastern limb, is looking very interesting. So let's briefly talk about what's going on in the closest star as I take a look at some SDO images for you. And it is looking, yeah, all right. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of sunspots here, and some of them are relatively complex. So I'm going to turn the camera around here for a quick moment and going to show you the SDO colorized magnetogram. And oh yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Yeah, so we have a significant possibility of X-class solar flares today. That's super exciting. And for those of you who are new to the channel, and I'm sure many of you are, I almost majored in cosmology in the mid-1990s. The reason I did not do that is because I noticed that heliophysics seems like it's lacking. Yeah, so this new big sunspot group that's almost right on the equator, and about midway between central longitudes and the limb is pretty complex. I mean, it's not optimal, but as you can see here, There are some deltas in there. So that sunspot can certainly produce large flares. And we also have one setting on the limb. So yeah, we do have some probability of X-class flares. I'm not going to like look it up because it's it's pretty hard to predict flaring, honestly. I don't know why I say honestly since I have zero pretension. Yeah, so there is some likelihood of large solar flares, but it's not super huge. We are seeing some plasma moving around right now. So here's the GOES 19 SUVI, and you can see right in here there are some plasma motions happening there, and that can rapidly shift the magnetic field environment. So that's a thing that it's really hard to forecast there because there are a lot of chaotic processes happening, what we call chaotic processes in the realm of science, and chaotic processes are they're hard to forecast. That's why we call them chaotic processes. Oh, important thing. There's a coronal mass ejection on the way to Earth. So we're likely to be hit sometime early tomorrow. So if it's a little higher speed than we expected, we may actually see some mid-latitude aurora. I'm hoping so. Now we're located in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, cycling mecca. If you want to go on a bike riding vacation and visit Amish country while you're here, come to Lehigh Valley and stay. Maybe you can even ride with me. Like, it could be a thing. I mean, I do publicly hosted and posted rides regularly. So there's that. Yeah, it's, let's see. Not all of us are paid to ride bikes, but some of us are, like me. Yeah, I'm paid to ride bikes. And so, I'm a public figure. What can I say? But yeah, it's, we have a possibility of mid-latitude aurorae. I'll show you the Huxt forecast animation from University of Reading once it loads. And then I'll talk a little bit more about weather, and then I will close out this stream. So yeah, thanks for everybody who tuned in and left comments. This is probably the most views that we've ever had on a live stream. So that's super exciting. We're delighted to hear that. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in. It's just spectacular to have you on the live streams. And I mean, look, I can see good reason for it because with the emphasis on private space flight and so forth, we're only going to see the realm of space weather grow. So I'm just going to watch this. I'm going to flip the camera. That's pretty cool. I can do it in the middle of the stream. So check it out. There's the Huxt forecast. And there you can see that CME. The black dot there is Earth. Yeah, so expecting a CME to show up early tomorrow. So, and I'm talking universal time. I always talk about solar forecasts in universal time because they're hitting the Earth as a planet. So, if you have international friends, just do things in universal time and make your lives easy because time zone calculations can ruin your plans, and we don't want to see your plans ruined. We want to see you happy, healthy, and like possessing the real information about things. So that's part of the reason why we made the channel, because we noticed that there was a lot of absolute trash about space weather on YouTube. So we made the world's most comprehensive daily space weather content and most detailed solar imagery for 6.5 years. And, it could come back. It's not gone forever, I don't suspect, because eventually we will figure out how to make it profitable enough that I'll do it full time. I don't mind doing it full time. I'll talk Earth weather and space weather all day. I'm all about it. So as far as Earth weather goes, just to summarize, space weather, high likelihood of X-class flares, although not that high. There is some chance. Better than no chance, right? CME on the way. We do have some massive solar filaments as well. So there are some large filaments rising and some on the center solar disk. Let me just take a look at that briefly. Oh, and the coronal hole report. Let's see what we have for coronal holes. Coronal hole situation right now is, there's a big one. And it is of North Pole orientation. So yeah, I'll show you the coronal hole line of sight plot. Since Earth is currently in a North Pole oriented magnetic sector, pardon the guerrilla style for this one. You know, I'm doing it on the mobile device instead of on the PC. So there's what's going on for coronal holes. You can see the time and date stamps there for your convenience and viewing pleasure. There you can see that North Pole oriented coronal hole there. That is making its way to the South Polar region. So you're going to see that slowly sort of consolidate itself at the South Heliographic Polar region. In the next couple of years, you'll see the red consolidating itself in the North Polar region. And at that point, we will be approaching solar minimum. That's just the way it works. Those fields show you the solar polar fields. They migrate through each solar cycle to the opposite poles. So at the beginning of solar cycle 26, we will have North Pole at the South Heliographic Pole and South Pole at the North Heliographic Pole. As far as the magnetic sectors go, here is the top view ecliptic plane field plot. This will show you when the when the next sector will show up, and the current sheets in our solar system are at the boundaries. So these sector boundary crossings, that's where the current sheets happen, because there's a magnetic reversal happening there in the heliosphere, and magnetic reversals are harmless. So there's that. Yeah, and it also shows stereo B and stereo A. And that, by the way, is one of the most important images that you can get. That tells you so much stuff about the sun. These lines here, they have lines in them because those are actually at the South Pole. This is as if you're looking down at the North Pole of the sun. So the solid, that's what's going on at the North Heliographic Pole, and the dotted lines, those are on the opposite side. That's what's going on the South Heliographic Pole. And then this is the ecliptic plane, the magnetic field lines from the coronal holes expressed thusly. So maybe that helps you. I don't know. And just to reiterate, there is no predictive value for coronal holes and earthquakes. It's even arguable that there's a correlation between coronal holes and earthquakes, but there is certainly zero predictive value. And why is that? Because to predict an earthquake, you have to have a time and a location, okay? You can't just say, oh no, there's going to be an earthquake somewhere on Earth. That's not a forecast. That's not a forecast. What are you going to do? Evacuate Earth? Like, what are you going to do with a forecast for an earthquake's going to happen somewhere? So please don't tell us that in the comments. It's very, very silly. And what else do we have here? Any other interesting stuff going on? Retro Roman Doomsday and Simulation. Oh, I gotta subscribe. Oh man, Retro Roman. I love that. Oh man. Oh geez. Can you leave a comment on one of our other videos or something so that I can remember to subscribe? Because if you make content and your channel is called Retro Roman Doomsday and Simulation Channel, I like, yeah, that's the kind of sarcasm and snark that I'm all about. All right, folks, I got to close this out. I'm going to take a brief look at U.S. weather. And again, we're located in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, which the county seat there is Allentown, Pennsylvania. Although I'm not in Allentown, Pennsylvania, my location shall remain classified. Let's just press refresh here to make sure we have the data. There we go. There's your Doppler. And we've got severe weather moving across Iowa. Yeah, severe weather moving across Iowa. Check it out. Those are supercells. Look at the white. Those cloud tops are bonkers. And if we look at that on the visible, it will be absolutely berserk. Oh, unfortunately, that's not going to work. I could use a short wave, but let's just take a look at the water vapor map here. I'll briefly show you that while we're talking Iowa. Let's go back 25 frames, and we'll zoom in on one of the corniest states in the United States. It's not corny like the people are corny. There's just a lot of corn growing there. I drove across, no, I didn't drive across that. I drove across Indiana and Illinois, and man, Indiana, that is a boring place. So look at that system. That is very dangerous and is probably associated with tornadic activity, damaging hail, and damaging winds. I mean, look at that thing. That is a bonkers storm, and it's just recently intensified. Look at how much white you're getting there. I mean, those are some cold cloud tops. Doppler radars, they measure vertical motion in the air column, so you should maybe know that. Anyway, that's about it for the live stream, folks. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Congratulations once again on realizing the channel exists. If you haven't pressed subscribe, like, and comment, and so on, if you're viewing in syndication, thanks for tuning in as well. Thanks especially to those who've tuned in live, and thanks to everybody who has supported the channel throughout these many years. We are delighted to have you, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget to check our shorts. There are some coming soon to the shorts. youtube.com/smashamash/shorts. Or just save youtube.com/smashamash/videos to your favorites. And that way you won't miss content. I know people's subscription feeds are sometimes really constipated with crap. So hopefully yours is not. And hopefully you're enjoying your Thursday. Thanks for tuning in once again, folks. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. Smash-A-Mash, signing off here from the Smash News Network, Least Busted David News. And until next time, may that solar wind be at your back.